brothers and sisters. Today's video is going to be about interracial couples. Now, I personally don't have a problem with it. You know, if you're the type of sister that fell in love, outside of your race, even a brother, if you just fell in love without bashing your people, I'm cool with that. I hate the ones, I don't know if I should use hate, but I can't stand the ones that date outside their race, but they bash their own and saying that we no good and we bums and all that. I have a problem with that because, first of all, you black, so you willing to bash your own. You see, I don't like that the fact that you think that white men are better than black men, and when actuality, it don't matter who you date. You gonna it's crappy men in every race. All race cheat. It's not you leveling up. Come on, you got sisters that have channels telling younger women to kick the black man to the curb instead of them working on themselves. Cause y'all being very disingenuous when y'all do that. It's the excuses y'all make is ridiculous. But let me start off with saying this. When you were a black man, you with your white man, right? Let me start over. I noticed that y'all women, why y'all don't act that same ghetto talk when you're with white men? Meaning, I seen y'all beautiful, I've been seeing some beautiful black women with white men, natural beauty, and all that. You have it all. You submissive to a white man. The white man don't even have to look clean or make six figures. But you want to do all the stuff that you do to white men. You do not do that to black men. You argue with a black man. You get an attitude with a black man. Right? But when you're a white man, you submissive. You know how to be a wife. You talk soft. You don't say that he ain't ish. And these are white men that's on low levels, like us. So you'll be humble to a white man. Don't you think that's psychological? Right? You are not willing to struggle with a black man, which is ironic. You would think the other way around. Like, if I was in, like, me, I'd rather struggle with a sister than struggle with a white woman. Even though it shouldn't have nothing to do with race. But my point is, you can't judge black man fairly if you wasn't treating a black man the same level that you treating this white man. And you can't tell me that you have. Because funny though, that's the same thing black men complain about. That you aren't submissive, that you ain't understanding, that you ain't working with us. But yet you do all those qualities to a white man. All because you see him as a meal ticket. But you down us in the process saying we no good. It's not the fact that we ain't no good. It's the fact that you put standards on us that you don't put on white men. Let's go into detail, right? Come on, man, I understand, right? When I was dating a woman, right? Now, I was immature, inexperienced, I try to be that good guy mentality, buy things, take her out. Don't call out her name, being a good boy. Take her out to place to eat, And me, I thought spending money on her mean keeping a woman. The way I talk to you right now, that's how I really talk. But women, I end up dating the wrong kind of women that wanted me to sound like something I'm not. They wanted me to sag. I never sag my pants. I don't believe in having my cheeks halfway down my booty and having wind hit my behind. Right? You wanted me to be something I'm not. You wanted me to talk in slang. You hear the way I talk, so y'all judge for yourselves. I don't talk. I wasn't raised to be ignorant, right? Wasn't taught the second, wasn't taught. Okay, now I was raised a little different though. I didn't buy the most best clothes. And my point is, when men are good to you, you kick them to the curb. They lame. They don't have swag. They don't sound black. They aren't black. You see that? So sometimes y'all women gotta take credit in making these men monsters, right? So men like me, you call lame, even ugly, right? So So you don't know how to you don't know how to treat good men at first, because you've been fed a perception of us through the corny music we listen to, through the gang rap. That's why some of y'all be saying you want a good guy, but you have to have a hood in him. Don't you think that's unfair? Right? So when you do mature, and when you do get a white man, you see something different. See, but you don't put an expectation on white men. Because you know, white men were not like that. They wasn't forced to feed into a garbage culture like we do. You see? You didn't want a good man, black man, at first, because you was immature. So by that being said, it's unfair for the shame black men that were raised differently. You see? See, white people, they don't have the same role models as the guy. You know? Their music, not all the music, but a lot of music is soothing, relaxing. They don't talk about killing each other. Some of their music may be depressing. But usually, when I do listen to white music and songs like that, sometimes it's soothing. You ain't thinking negative thoughts when you listen to it. You see this? You want a black man with swag. You don't care if a white person has swag. But when we dress like, if we wear tight behind pants and look like a hillbilly, we call it dusty. We call it bums. But you be humble to a white man. You see that? So it's not the fact that black men aren't good. You don't accept them until they only if they are six-figure earners or more. That means they don't work their butt up. Then you expect him to come to your rescue. Then you get mad if he don't want you. You didn't want him when he was low, when he tried to have ambition. Now I'm not saying, sister, I'm not saying that you should just go after people who have no ambition. That's different. That doesn't matter with race, right? There are white people that don't have ambition. There are black people that don't have ambition. The whole point of me making this video is to prove, just to say that it don't matter what race you go with. You can't predict people, right? There are some people who are garbage people. Don't matter if they're black or white. If they want to cheat on you, treat you like trash, it don't matter. I just don't like that when y'all put white men on pedestals as if they don't do the same thing black men do. That's my ultimate problem with y'all. Right? Even though there's plenty of stories where white men kill black sisters and their babies, even touch them. But y'all don't say nothing about those kind of stories. Now black men, we commit those crimes as well, unfortunately. But my point is, and the thing about you white men that take up for these sisters and saying that black men are garbage too, you jump on the bandwagon when they talk bad about us, shame on y'all, because y'all also being disingenuous, because y'all don't tell the sisters the truth. Your agenda is to take the black woman, that's why. You don't tell the sisters the truth, say, nah, we cheat too. We not perfect men. We cheat on our white woman. Y'all not honest. That's why I hate when y'all white men, it irks my nerve when you try to talk bad about us. Because we can always use the slavery thing. Even though it's a bad excuse on our part, we can always say, well, your ancestors messed us up mentally, so how dare you speak on our issues? You see that? Well, of course, more mature men surpasses their past. Their past doesn't define them. They become better. But most of us stick with that slave mentality, that victim mentality. But we always gonna use that against y'all. So before you say black men aren't good for black women, be careful what you say, right? Because your ancestors is the number one reason. We can always use that excuse. You see? And y'all probably be the same white people that always be eager when it comes to certain things. You'll say all lives matter, but you don't say black love matter. Right? You don't defend us when the sisters talk bad about us. You don't say, wait a minute, work with your black man. Maybe, but the thing is, y'all being disingenuous because you hear the sister side talk bad about us, but you don't want to look at what we be saying about the sisters, and you don't try to solve the problem. Yet, you tag team us with our own sisters to talk bad about us. Now this is not all white people, right? There are some really honest white people out there that will say, yeah, that will tell the truth. They just don't. They're not biased. They don't stick to one side. And that's my problem with you sisters, right? That's really it. Like, don't look down on black men because you're with a white man, and don't think white men better because them saying white people, just like some black people, they would do you wrong too. If anything, I hate to say it, but white people will do you worse because their chance of getting away with doing you dirty is a lot greater. I'm just saying, think about it. They're all stories. Y'all need to look them up. Well, white men, like I mentioned, will murder you. If they reach a switch, come on, you're done. And once a white man leave you, that's it. See, the grace you have with black men, sometimes we'll try to take you back. But white men, if they are rich, they so cocky and arrogant, they have no problem leaving you though. But white men do, y'all have to stop doing that though. Trying to turn the sisters against us instead of just being truthful. But I do have a question for y'all though. White men, are the stereotypes about the sisters are true? Or they are changing just for you? Now let's talk about the black man that with white women. Like I said, they don't complain as much as they don't talk bad about sisters as much when they're with white women. They usually be happy with a white woman, but they don't really bash their own too much. And I have seen instances where they allow their white woman to bash us. Which that's a shame too, because they actually marking you because you black. And that's one of my problems too with white men and white women. When they allow their own kind, when they allow bashing, like a white man should not allow a black woman to bash black men, and a black man should not allow a white woman to bash black women. That should be allowed. That should not be allowed. Like, cause you're gonna have children. Your children gonna be, whether you like it or not, they're gonna be half black. So therefore, you gotta teach them the history. You shouldn't teach them to hate their other half. If you know what I mean, so that's wrong of itself. But I do have a question to the white woman that date black men and the white men that date black women. Is the stereotypes about us is true? You date them, you marry them. If either answer is problematic to us, because if you say that the stereotype is true, but you still sticking out with that person, why black couples can't do the same and build? If it's no, that's still a problem because you are willing to change for the white man, the white woman. Why are you willing to change? Right? Why but it's a shame that we going that far where we think dating white is better instead of just looking at our individual selves and work on it and grow. Like I said, this is not a video for those that fell in love without animosity against their own. I respect those more than the ones that, I can't stand black men. They're so terrible. But yet you have many examples of black love. Even if you want to look up to people like Beyonce and JC, yeah, he may have cheated, but they still together. They worked it out. They got no worries. But funny though, the most successful marriages are the people who aren't rich, who aren't famous. The low level people that's regular workers, have careers. When they have black love, they are the most successful ones, to be honest with you. But I think the black woman and especially black women, y'all need to stop looking at vanity for one, and black men. That's your problem. Be realistic about how we can succeed and work with the black man. Because it's funny though, you say you don't want to help build a black man. No, every time we complain that y'all should build us up, you hate that. But you don't mind building a white man up. because you have faith that he's going to be successful. You don't have faith that we're going to be successful. So think about your mindset and why it don't work. Think about when black men with black women, early stages when they young. Understand that y'all both are mature. We be mature, you be mature. Like, pay attention to the beginning of the video when I said that y'all standards don't make no sense with us. But I don't want to repeat myself, be long-winded. So, tell me what you think. Put a comment. Tell me your thoughts. If you want to go live with me one day and we can actually have a real conversation back and forth without getting too emotional, just talk about disagreements and how can we improve from the black man's side and the black woman's side. I would love to have a conversation with a mature-minded person that can have a peaceful dialogue. I hope I can get that one day. But that's the end of my thoughts, man, and see you in the next video, man.